We're going to be talking about external apps. We're going to be talking about how to add them in general, and then we're going to be looking at some specific apps that could be helpful to add to your course as well. So apps are an easy way to add new features to Canvas. You can add apps to individual courses or to all of your courses in your account. And once you configure them, you can link them through course modules and create assignments for assessment tools. So these are good ways to add items from outside sources into Canvas that's a little bit more integrated. So for example, Khan Academy is one that is used a lot. So you can search Khan Academy and it'll come up. And for each one, you can see all the list of, there's about 223 external apps, or you can search it by not installed or installed. Also, if you click on this link, it also takes you to some ones that Canvas says works great with it, and if you don't want to see the whole list. So we're going to click on Khan Academy. When you click on the external app, it's going to describe it for you. So it says, search for and embed Khan Academy videos into course material. Khan Academy focuses on short lessons on math, science, etc. Uses the embedded player so students can earn points for watching videos. Currently, there are no search functionalities provided through Khan Academy, so you can't search for videos specifically, but we'll look at what it looks like. So if we wanted to add Khan Academy, we would just click Add App, and then click Add App again. And then it's already added. And you can see that I've installed Khan Academy and YouTube. So now let's say we wanted to add a Khan Academy video to our course. So we're going to go back to our home screen or to modules, however you have your course set up. Let's say I wanted to add a Khan Academy video to this entire module. I would click on the plus sign. And then instead of add assignment, you can click add external tool. And this will be the same for whatever external one you use. So we're going to click on Khan Academy. And then you can search. So they have it inside of folders. So let's say we wanted to do test prep. This one is ACT test prep, but let's do SAT just for the sake of this one. SAT writing practice. We'll do grammar. Is a grammar similar? And then you can click on specific videos that you would like to embed in it. So maybe I wanted to add this basic syntax one. Just click embed. And then add item. And then it'll automatically add a link to that for me so I don't have to go through the process of adding it separately. And when the student clicks on it, the video will straight pull up. They don't have to leave their Canvas account to view them. So that's the advantage of adding it through the external app instead of just copy and pasting the link, is then they don't have to leave Canvas at all to view them. Okay, so let's look at some other apps that I think are helpful and what those specifically do. So the second one we're going to look at is CK12. Okay, so CK12 is a textbook type resource for teachers, especially with STEM. There's over 5,000 math and science concepts, and they're free digital textbooks. So the nice thing about CK12 textbooks is as the teacher, you can add whatever content you want into the course itself. So you can add whatever resources you want, whatever videos you want, and assessments, whatever text directly in there. So you're essentially creating your own textbook, but for free. So the same, we just click Add App. This one is a little different. You do need a consumer key and a shared secret. And to see those, you have to contact CK12. So if you have CK12 for your district, you should already have those items. But for this one, you would have to contact CK12 in order to get those links. And it's going to be different for some apps on how you can add them. You saw Khan Academy, we could just add it without having to do anything. Some you have an account to do, and then you need to see that website in order to get those logins. We're going to look at another one that is a very different way of having to be able to add it to Canvas. So this one is called Badge Safe for Canvas, and you can create badges so that way students get badges based on certain criteria for assignments or modules or total course points. So let's say a student got a 90% on a lesson, you could automatically give them a badge for it. But in order to get your key and everything, so when you click Add App, you need, again, a consumer key and a shared secret. So for this one, it's a little different than CK12. So CK12, you needed to contact them to get that for your institution. This one, it says, please click here. And it walks you through how to do it. So how to request a secret key, how to get your key, and frequently asked questions for that. So different external apps have different ways of adding it. Some are really easy, like Khan Academy, you can just straight add it. Others, you need a consumer key and a secret code. And like we saw with CK12 and with Badge Safe, some of those have different processes. So CK12, you already needed an account and you needed to email them in order to get it. Where Badge Safe, you had to create an account and then email them a specific message in order to get your consumer key and your secret code for that as well. So the next one we're going to look at is Dropbox. So Dropbox is a file hosting service offering cloud storage, file synchronization, and client software. Files placed in a Dropbox folder also are accessible through a website and mobile phone application. So by adding Dropbox, you can add a Dropbox to a specific assignment. So you can always download all of your assignments through Canvas itself, through the speed grader. But if you wanted it to go to a specific folder in Dropbox, then you could add that to your course through external apps. And then when students submit it, you have them submit it to that Dropbox instead. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is Quizlet. So if you already have flashcards for your Quizlet, then it will put it in there, but make sure that you have your flashcards publicly viewable, because currently with Quizlet you cannot log in. So make sure you go to your Quizlet account, make sure that your flashcards are publicly viewable, then you can easily add them through Quizlet. Okay, next one we're going to use is TED Ed. So TED Ed is really great. There's some TED Talks, and with TED Ed, they put them together and they have the students view the videos, and then they ask them questions about that topic. So TED Ed is a collection of quality videos that can be used for instructional purposes. This app lets you search for and embed TED Ed videos in your course material. There are a bunch of activities and additional resources provided as part of TED, though, that they don't have access to right now, but they're hoping in the future that they can change that. So that's the nice thing about Canvas as well. As far as external apps are concerned, they tell you exactly what the app can and can't do. You can also click View App Configurations, and it'll tell you what apps you have enabled. So currently I have 2 Khan Academies. So if I wanted to delete it, I just click on this gear and I click Delete. Also, maybe you want to move them around, so you want one to appear before another. You can just click on Placements, and then it'll tell you that you can add this on the assignment selection, on the edited button, and on the link selection. So it tells you where you can add that app specifically. So for Khan Academy, we can add Khan Academy videos into an assignment. We can add them in through the editor button and through the link selection. Okay, so let's go back to our App Center and we can look at some more. So the next one we're going to look at is Turnitin. So if your university or school uses Turnitin, there are 2. Make sure you choose the right one. So the second one is for the United Kingdom. The first one is for the United States. So by adding Turnitin to it, you can have your students turn in their assignments through Turnitin.com. So they don't have to go to Turnitin.com, sign in, and turn it in. They can turn it in directly through the external app. Okay, next one we're going to look at is USA Today. So USA Today has an external app that allows you to easily add and search for articles from USA Today's archive. So if you wanted them to look at a specific article from USA Today, instead of linking it to Canvas, they can specifically just look at it inside of Canvas if you have the USA Today app added. Okay, next one we're going to look at is Vimeo. So Vimeo is kind of like YouTube in that it has videos. And so if you add the app, you can easily add in links to the Vimeo video. And then again, like YouTube, instead of them having to go to the link and it opening up a new tab, it just opens it up directly inside of Canvas for them. So in general, the apps make it easier because instead of taking them to an outside link and having to open a new tab, it just opens it up directly in Canvas for them. Okay, next one we're going to look at is VoiceThread. So VoiceThread is a collaborative communication tool that allows text, audio, voice, and annotated communication. Once VoiceThread is accessed in your LMS, your users will be signed into their account. VoiceThread will also create a group under your VoiceThread license that houses content for your course within your LMS. You have to register at voicethread.com and then contact the company to request a consumer key and shared secret. So just like the other ones, there's different methods that different companies have. Some don't make you have any consumer key or shared secret, and some do. So for this one, you have to log in and then contact the company. Okay, so the last one we're going to look at is NBC Learn. So NBC Learn is an educational arm of NBC News dedicated to providing resources for students, teachers, and lifelong learners. The online resources NBC Learn has created for the education community leverages nearly 80 years of historic news coverage, documentary materials, and current news broadcast. NBC Learn gives students and teachers access to thousands of video clips from the NBC News archives, including great historic moments from the Depression to the space race to the latest political coverage. NBC Learn also features more than 15,000 historical news reports, primary source documents, current events, and original series, including the Emmy Award-winning Science of NFL Football, Science of NHL Hockey, and Science of Summer Olympics. They also recently launched Campus Perspectives, which features compelling stories from campuses nationwide and aims to inspire students within the possibilities of taking their education to the next level. It is a paid item, so you would have to contact NBC for configuration information and make sure you have it signed up for that. And you can also request a 30-day free trial. So if you do have access to NBC Learn already, it's great because you can access all the video clips from NBC News and from any web articles that they have. So in general, apps are really great because the student doesn't have to leave Canvas at all to view that item. You just have to go to your app store from within your settings, find the app that you want to use, click on it, install it. Make sure you look at, for each specific app, how you need to access your consumer key and your shared secret. And then you can add them to assignments. You can add them to the entire course module, whatever that app will allow you to do.